In the beginning of this week's Parsha, we find the verse states that Moshe and Aaron instructed the Jewish people, but it's not clear what that instruction was. The Talmud Yerushalmi states that they instructed the Jewish people concerning the laws of Shiluach Avadim, the laws of emancipation of slaves. The Mirror Rosh Hashiva, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, asks the following difficulty. We know that mitzvah of Jews requiring to emancipate their slaves only took place many, many years later, after the Jews conquered the land of Israel and the laws of the Jubilee laws were in play. So if that mitzvah to put in play was only going to happen many years later, why are they being instructed right now? And I heard a beautiful idea of my own Rosh Hashiva, Rabbi Yochanan Zweig Shlita. Rabbi Yochanan Zweig cited the Gemara in Maseches Brachos. The Gemara says there that the way to capitalize on the experience of having a fast day is you internalize the experience by giving charity. Rashi, on that Gemara, Rashi says that motzi tainis. When should you give the charity? When the fast is over. And the obvious question is, it doesn't say that in the Gemara that you give it on when the fast is over. It says you give it associated with a fast. Why specifically does Rashi state that it should be done after the fast is over? And Rosh Hashiva said a beautiful insight. As soon as a fast is over, what is on the mind of every single person? Obviously, you want to go and eat. You're hungry, you want to eat. He says that's when you should give the tzedakah to a poor person, because now you can empathize. Now you feel what he feels. He feels that all the time, but now you can give the tzedakah in a way where you can really internalize and empathize with what he is feeling. That is the appropriate moment. So it explains Rosh Hashiva, that's the pshat here too. What are the Jews experiencing right now? They've just finished slavery. They're about to be emancipated. That feeling, that experience is when you want to teach them the mitzvah of emancipating slaves, because now they can internalize, and now it becomes part of their DNA, that part of their emotional psyche. When they teach their children and their children how to do that mitzvah, it'll be with the feeling of that we were slaves and we know how it feels to be slaves, and therefore the fulfillment of the emancipation of slaves will be done all that more effectively. We have a similar concept as educators. It's known as a teachable moment. You're taking advantage of, a difference between a teacher and an educator is a teacher will follow your curricula, we hope, and put it into play. An educator takes advantage. There's a situation where you can teach something and develop it. This was the teachable moment, is that they now knew what that feeling was. Now you impress upon them that mitzvah, that they can internalize that feeling of empathy, that they'll do it all more effectively in the future. Have a wonderful Shabbos.